GuitarReferenceGuide.com. Today we're going to go through a lesson on some great rhythmic guitar techniques, Jimi Hendrix style. I'm going to take you through some chord progressions. I'm going to break down the chords, the riffs, the extensions he's using, and some of the techniques he employs to get that amazing rhythmic guitar sound. And here we go. We're going to start with the chord progression. The first part of the chord progression for Axis Bold as Love. With each one of these chord progressions, we're going to learn how to use these licks in different places on the neck, and we're going to learn how to use the licks over different chords, different voicings. And we're going to start with Axis Bold as Love. It starts with an A chord, goes to an E chord, F sharp minor, to a D. So I'm going to play through it really slowly, and then we'll take it apart a piece at a time. So, the first chord is A, and what he does is he mutes, and then he does an upstroke just on the higher strings, and then he slides out. Then, trademark Jimi Hendrix, he plucks just the bass note of the chord he's going to, and then over, as that's sounding, he plays within the chord a little lick. So here he's playing an E chord, he comes down to the G string, and he hammers off of the second fret on the G string with his pinky. That would sound like this. Next chord, F sharp minor, and he does it again. Plays the bass note, then he comes down to the minor third, which is the A note, and he uses a lot of pentatonics when he's playing through these riffs. The F sharp minor pentatonic scale or the A major pentatonic scale. And then the next part of the riff goes from A to B. So he's playing from the third to the fourth. In other words, the third being A to B. Then he's going from the flat 7, which is E, back to the 1. And then now, here he does it again. Plucking the bass note of the next chord he's going to, he's targeting that. So if I play that really slow, it sounds like this. Now I'm going to put it all together. So we have E, bass note F sharp, lick, bass note for the D. Now for D, after he hits this note, he slides to the 9th fret. And he's going to be working off of this chord now. Be playing off of this D chord. So he's going to just be playing at the 9th fret, the D string and the G string. And he's going to hammer with his third finger to the 9th fret of the D string, still letting the G string ring out. So you got to really arch that finger. You want to use almost exclusively downstrokes to get the attack. And then on the next string, he covers the A string and the D string, barring those two. Same riff. And then he plucks back to the beginning, to the A chord. He plucks the bass note again. So I'm going to play through that one more time really slow. Here we go. One more time over the D, after we plucks it here. Now we're going to hammer, play that twice, and we're going to hammer here, play this once. Now here he's he's hammering into the third, and lots of times he'll do that to resolve. In other words, he won't go to the bass note of the chord he's playing, he'll resolve on the third. So that's one of the most common sounds when he's playing rhythm. You hear that all the time. And then back to the A. Next set of riffs, he's gonna, I'll play the next set of riffs now. So we would have the A, he's gonna pluck the bass note. Now he's gonna hammer at the 5th fret, the B string, the high E string. That same thing that we were doing over the other strings, you're barring these 2 strings with the 3rd finger hammering onto the 7th fret, still letting the high E ring out. Now he's moving up to 1st finger, 4th fret, 2nd finger, 5th fret on the B string. Now we're hammering from the 9 into the 3. This is a super common Hendrix lick. So that's essentially playing from the 2, which is A of the chord, to B, which is the 3. And that's where he's resolving again, kind of like over the B what he was doing. Then we're back to the E. Or the E, sorry. So I'll do that again. So after we come out of the D, we go to the A, plucking the bass note. Back to the E. This riff's basically the same. Same. Now we're going to play the D chord. Just play through the arpeggio, the 1, the 3, the 5, and then back to D flat. And then he moves back to the D chord, but back to this voicing. This is a really popular voicing. This is playing a D chord with the 3rd in the bass. And then the riff would be the same. One more time. Even stop there. So the riff for D is, so whenever you're playing a D chord, try doing that. The resolved note would be there based on that chord. So first part, E, F sharp, D, back to the A, riff, plucks bass note again, F sharp, arpeggio, just plucking through the chords, back to the D, then playing this riff again, then it will go to the B. So let's take a look at some of these riffs a little bit more in depth. When we start, we're playing the A. Now, for the A chord, if you were to play the A chord here, there's a lot of riffs you can do. You can play so if you were to look at an A chord, all the notes that are on this pentatonic scale, A major pentatonic scale, would be a great place to explore. The A major pentatonic scale starting from here. So just to give you an example, if we were to play Bold as Love, and we were to do a little differently, start from here instead, maybe go like this. So now we're kind of doing the same riff we were doing on the end of the D, but now we're doing it over there. E. Pluck the bass note. E. So let's look at another riff we could do over D. So here's an E chord. Let's go to this E chord. Now we're going to play the E chord like this instead. And the riff we're going to do is we're going to be playing the 5th, the 5 and the 1, and we're going to be hammering right here. And third. There's that third again. So over the E chord, when we're hammering into the C sharp, that's the 6. So now if we played around with the A to E, now we're going to go to F sharp minor, but instead of playing the F sharp minor again here, we're going to move to a different voicing for F sharp minor. Let's move up to this one. This is at the 9th fret. And then a really common thing Hendrix likes to do over this one would be plucking pinky off of the 4th. Kind of like that. So that would be. And then we're at D. Now instead of playing D like this, like we were before, we're going to play it here, and we're going to use the same riffs he was using over the A. So one of the most important things to take away from this is how to recycle these riffs, using them again and again in different places over new chords. So now when I play Bold as Love, we have the A here, pluck the bass note. We have the E, going to the new voicing, same sort of idea. And now we're going to go to the F sharp minor, the 9th fret, and then to the D here instead. Now for the D riff, what we're going to do is we're going to bar the 10th fret. We're going to do that same riff we were doing over the A, but now we're doing it over the D, so it's at the 10th fret. One more time. And then we would be back to the A. So now really slow. So an important thing to know is lots of times when you're playing these riffs, you don't have to play a lot. You don't always have to play a big chord. You could just play a little riff and it'll work. And that leaves a little bit more space, and sometimes that's really nice. Instead of always hearing chords going, sometimes it's better to just hear something like this in place of the chord. Same thing with the D. Instead of hearing the D like this, just hearing, or just. So feel free to use these riffs in place of the chords and leaving a lot of space, not playing too much. I think that gives the music a lot better feel. So we have the A, we have the first part of Bold as Love, we have the A here, E with the lick here, F sharp minor, D, back to the A, F sharp minor, now back to the D, and that's where we stop. Now we'll go to the B. Now I'm going to review everything we've gone through. I'm going to play through all those licks really slowly. A, E, so that was the first thing we did. The second thing we did was we played some different licks over the same chords in different places on the neck. So now we're going to play the A like this. We're going to play the E like this. F sharp minor like this. like this. Back to the A. E. F sharp minor. F. D. So that's everything we went through with respect to Bold as Love. So a couple of tips, a couple of great exercises also would be to experiment playing the bass note, doing a riff, bass note, riff, bass note, riff, bass note, riff, etc. So plucking the bass note and then playing a little fill is a great exercise to start learning how to play these types of riffs. Now we're going to go through the chords for the chord progression for Bold as Love, and I'm going to go all the way up the neck with all the different chord voicings and show you some cool different Hendrix licks. So we've already gone through the A one that was here, that was like this. Just in case you forgot, it's my A like that. It's kind of based on a G chord. Hammering onto playing the G and the B. And resolving on the third works great. And then if you want to hit the root to resolve, there it is. Or open. Now the next chord for A would be here. And you've seen some of these riffs that we were playing in the previous part of the video. That one. Another great lick would be to just go, just slide back and forth. Next chord. Another great riff would be starting from here, looking at the major pentatonic scale. That would sound like this. So if I went, so that would totally work great for an A. So now we have something in the higher register. Something in the lower register. And that would be all based on this chord. So the next voicing for the A would be right here. It would be barring the 9th fret and playing kind of like a C shape. Now, we were using this in the second part of Bold as Love when we were playing the E here. Now we're going to do that here, over the A. That's always fun. Sliding back and forth. Always works great. Then basically hammering. So here what we're doing is we're playing the A chord. And we're playing the 5th, and we're playing the 1 and the 5, and then we're hammering to the F sharp, which would be the 6. And then here's where we hammer into the 3rd. There's my resolve point. That works really good. So now if I was to just go to the next voicing will be here. And that's the octave of where we just were here at the 2nd fret. So you could do a lot of the same riffs there. So a fun thing to practice is just staying on one chord and working your way up the neck. So that would kind of sound like this. Next voicing. You can do the same thing. Now we go to the E. It's going to be a lot of the same ideas. Come to the E like this. Same voicing we were playing with the A up here. We move up to this chord voicing. with the third and the bass. Then this is all the pentatonic ideas right here. And then we're at this voicing, and you probably recognize this from the A. Same exact licks. And then you could blend them, put them together. So I put this one with the next one. Probably recognize that, Wind Cries Mary. Do that one more time. Now I'm going to target the E in this position. Then we would have the F sharp minor. Now over the F sharp minor, Hendrix would like a lot of times to play these little trills, hammer pull-offs. That work really good over there. And then of course all the pentatonic stuff. Now for the next voicing, be here. The most common one to use the riffs would be that'll be a really good one. Another one that Hendrix likes to use over this one will be the and that'll be like from Little Wing. So let's give you an example. We're gonna play. Pinky comes out to the 6th fret. You're just playing the D string, the G string. Pinky, 10th fret, 5th fret. D string, so 4th fret. And then E, your target. And then the next chord was the, I think the D. Yeah, the D. Now we're going to go back to the D. So the D, a lot of these same ideas. Then we move up to the D here. Then we move to the D here. Chord progression for Bold as Love, taking you through each chord. I went down a bunch of different riffs you can play. So now it'd be fun to try and throw some of those together and try creating your own as well. Now I'm going to play through the form of the song, all the chords, so you can play along with it, play along with the recording. You would tune your guitar down to E flat to play along with the recording. So in the lick section of this lesson, we just went through the first part of the chord progression because there was a lot of licks that we wanted to cover. So here's the form, the full song form with all the chords, so you can play along with it. A, E, F sharp minor, D. Do that again. D flat, D, A, B, G, D, pre-chorus, A, B. Now we're going to go to G, G sharp, then we're at the chorus, A, E, F sharp minor. The G and the G sharp, you let the open strings ring out, the B and the high chorus again. D, A, E, F sharp minor, verse where we started, where we learned all the licks. So quick recap, the verse, A, E, F sharp minor, D, and then A, E, F sharp minor, D to D flat. Pre-chorus, D, A, B to G. So we can do that one more time. D, A, B. Now we have the G. 6, you let the strings ring out. G sharp. And then the chorus. A, E, F sharp minor, G, G sharp, A, E, F sharp minor, G, G sharp, A, E, then you stop on the F sharp minor to D, A, E, F sharp minor, G, G sharp, and then now we're back to the verse. And that is the chord progression for Bold as Love.